And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at a game called Sultans of Wind, Master the Clouds. This is a game in which everybody is flying magic carpets around the board, asking favor from the genie so that you can get across the board the fastest. It's a race game using tiles, moving tiles, rotating tiles. Here's how it plays. At the beginning of the game, a bunch of cloud tiles are placed on the board randomly. You can see that there's different spots to put them. Each player gets these 2 flying carpets. You'll have 3 if it's a 2-player game. And they're also going to get 8 tiles. These tiles are going to be randomly put on their board, and you're going to have a screen with 4 tiles behind that screen. The screen is built in such a way that when you pull some tiles from behind a screen, you're going to be able to slide the tiles underneath the screen so that there's always going to be 4 available to pull from. Each round of the game, players are going to take 2 tiles from behind their screen. They're going to look at the numbers in the top hand corner. So here I have an 11 total. The highest total is going to get to go first. If there's a tie, whoever has the Sultan's favorite card will break that tie, or whoever's closest to that person. Each of these tiles is then played. The player's going to play both of them, and the tiles do different things. So 3 of the tiles essentially just say, move your magic carpets, 3, 6, or 12. And you can split it between them. So let's say I have the 12, I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 maybe. But here's the deal, you cannot move through clouds, so that's going to be problematic. However, you can switch 2 tiles, so without rotating them. So I could take this tile here and switch it with this one, leaving the stuff that's on them. Or you could rotate a tile. So maybe I would rotate this one. So now I have an opportunity to move that direction. You also have this movement tile, which lets you move 2, and you can jump over areas you normally can't, like somebody else, because people will block your movement too, over a cloud or over the genie who blocks movement. Now the genie is flying around the board. He's kind of helpful. You can just move him 4 spaces with this, or you can move him to any empty cloud tile where no one's at. If you do either of those things, you get the genie's favorite card. If you move the cloud onto your spot, or if you move into a cloud spot, you get the genie's favor, which means you'll be able to pull another tile from behind your board and play it, so you get an extra action. When you're done playing tiles, you'll be placing them here, like I said, and sliding them back over. You will keep doing this until you get your magic carpets into the starting spots of the place across from you. If for some reason someone is blocking one that you can't get in, if you get next to it, you get in. So again, you have 3 if you're playing a 2-player game. That's how you play. So first of all, the components for this game are a little bland. Now, Vasel does some very good artwork in some of their games, but I don't think the art, I don't know, the artwork's okay. But I guess what it gets me is that the flying carpets are these big blocks flying around. If this game's a thematic game about flying carpets, I feel like blocks just doesn't do it for me. The whole game board feels almost like an abstract thing. And you know what? The game is an abstract game. This reminds me most similarly in how it plays to Chinese checkers, right? I have some pieces here, I need to get them over there, and I need to do so efficiently. It's the exact same thing, except in Chinese checkers you're jumping over pieces. In this game you're using tiles. Now the tile mechanism is a good one. I like using 2 tiles. Higher numbers means you get to go first, but higher numbers are usually not that useful tiles. You know, okay, I can rotate and move the genie, but you really want to move 12. And it can be interesting because the game, it's almost like a programming game of sorts. As you get these 2 tiles, I do this, get these, and you're trying to efficiently go across. If there is a negative to that's pretty fun and pretty interesting, but someone can really mess you over. You can move there and someone's like, oh, I'm rotating that tile, you're over here, and then someone else will switch those tiles. There's a little bit more chaotic randomness in a larger scale game. And I think because of that and because of the component issues, like it just doesn't look good. Now my copy had some other problems, production problems, but this is a very early cut copy for me. So I'm willing to forgive that, but the thing looks bland. And then trying to get across is interesting and all, but with 4 it was chaotic. With 2, less chaotic. But at the end of the day, that playing tiles and stuff is interesting, right? Oh, I can move here and do this. But there was not a super huge amount of excitement behind it. It's like, move here, do this, your turn, move here, do this, your turn, move here, do this. I like the idea of the tiles sliding in. I like the idea of the bonus action. But many times moving the genie was like, I will move the genie here. I will go here. I will now move 3. And it just, there was not, like Robo Rally is a programming thing. And there's lasers and you'll move over here and oh no, I forgot about this, it does that. I don't know, that game has like a tangible excitement to it. This one here, less so. Still though, it's a solid game and I think a lot of people will enjoy it. They'll like that whole jumping and going across. It doesn't take a long time to play. The box says 30 to 45 minutes, probably closer to 30, especially if you play quickly. So if you like that kind of abstracted game where you're going from one side to the other, if you like Chinese checkers, I hate Chinese checkers, but this game is better. Chinese checkers is always, the reason I hate it is because in the middle of the game, you're kind of just all sitting there waiting for something to happen. Here, it's more interesting and it does become a pretty good race near the end. So that's the racing game Sultans of Wind. Dice Tower Judgment, decent game needs better components.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!